Hello, my name is Jan Horlings, and it's my pleasure to walk you through AMPS, our Automated Milestone Payment System. AMPS is an important pillar underneath DEEP, and it ensures that we align the needs of our funding partners with the needs of the awarded teams. At the basis of AMPS, there is our treasury system where a funding partner can first deposit their money in a main treasury, and then from that main treasury, they can choose to fund one or multiple projects. And all of this is governed by smart contracts. So those smart contracts require 3 out of 5 signatures to be executed, and 2 of those signatures come from the funding partner. 2 of those signatures come from DEEP, and the 5th signature comes from the review team that acts as an independent entity that assesses all the work that is being delivered by the awarded teams. Now, the main purpose of the smart contract is to ensure that the money deposited can only move in 2 directions. It can be paid out to the awarded teams based on an approved milestone, or it can just be routed back to the funding party. But at the same time, there's one other function that the smart contract will take care of. When your money is deposited in the system and while it is waiting to be paid out to the awarded team, wouldn't it be great if you could generate some rewards over that amount and make it work for you? So to that end, we've connected our smart contract to a third-party DeFi protocol, also a smart contract. And you have the option to switch this function on or off at will. If you switch it on, then the amount of money that is available in that smart contract will be available for the DeFi protocol and will start generating rewards for it. Now, what happens if a milestone comes in that is approved and would like to get paid? Then our smart contract takes care of that. It will take the money back from the DeFi protocol and make it available for payments. And that system of allocating money to making it available to the DeFi protocol, but also taking it back when it is needed for a payment, is fully automated. And as mentioned, you can switch it on and off whenever you want. Now, this process continues until all the milestones have been paid and the project is completed. And at that stage, any funds that is still remaining in that smart contract will be returned to your main treasury. And from there on, you can choose what to do with it. You can choose to fund another project in our program, or you can withdraw it to your own wallet. So the way this works in practice is that imagine you want to publish an RFP, a request for proposal, in our system. And the maximum amount you want to award is 20K. When you're ready to publish, the system will check whether you have that 20K available in your main treasury, because that's what you're promising. And if it is, then the project will become active in our platform and can start receiving proposals from teams. Those proposals are highly structured. They come with all details of the project proposal, including a list of milestones. And with each milestone, there's a description of the deliverable, success criteria, and an amount payable that is associated with that milestone. If after a while the project ends its date and there are enough proposals collected, you can select one of them. But you're not under an obligation to do so. If you don't see any interesting proposal that you would like to fund, you can simply stop it right there and the money will stay in your treasury. However, let's assume that there is an interesting project that you would like to fund. Then the next step is that based on all the data that is submitted by the team in our portal, we will generate a contract. That's an old-fashioned contract. We can offer it as a PDF. It has all the details, including the list of milestones and their criteria. And as soon as that is done, we'll enter the smart contract phase. The smart contract will have the 5 signatories signing listed. It will have the wallet address of the awarded team, and it will have the total amount funded. And it will have this switch where you can either switch on, start, stop the DeFi reward generation. So once a smart contract is signed by 3 out of 5 signatures, it is put into action and funds can be deposited and the project can start. Now, let's walk you through what happens if a team starts delivering milestones. So if a team has a milestone delivered, they go to the review portal, they deliver it, and first step is that the review team will assess that milestone. Now let's assume that it will be approved. That isn't always the case. We sometimes reject milestones, but let's assume it is approved. At that moment on, the partner will be informed and they also have the opportunity to review the report that was created for that milestone and either reject or approve. Now, if the partner also approved, that means that this milestone in our system is ready to get paid. Now, let's look at 2 exceptions to this process. So one is that the partner doesn't approve, that the partner does nothing because they're too busy with other things. In that case, we will auto-approve that milestone to ensure that the team can continue and the system isn't blocked. Because remember that the team has already done all the work for that milestone, and the milestone was already approved by our review team. So if that happens, the partner has 1 week to either approve or reject the milestone, and otherwise it will be auto-approved. Now, let's go to the second situation, and that is, what if the partner would reject that milestone? In that case, the awarded team gets the opportunity to submit the milestone again in an approved way. But if it gets rejected 3 times in a row, then the partner has the option to cancel the project. And when the project is canceled, then any remaining amount will be returned to their main treasury. So that is in big lines how the process works. Let's look at an overview of all the programmed action in our system that are related to the smart system and to the AMPS system. We already mentioned the start-stop of the DeFi reward system. We just explained what happens if a milestone is approved, so then it can be paid to the awarded team. If the system marks a project as completed or cancelled, then the remaining amount is returned to the treasury of the partner. And last but not least, if the partner wants to withdraw an amount from their main treasury, then the system only checks whether there's not an RFP for which that amount is reserved. Because if you have 30K in your treasury, but there's an RFP open for 20K, that would mean that you could only get out 10K unless you cancel that project, and then you could withdraw the entire amount. So, summarizing this whole system, we believe that AMPS offers balance and trust to all sides. So, as a partner, you have control, you have the confidence that the review circle will review all the milestones, but also that if you don't agree and you reject it 3 times in a row, that you can still cancel the project from your side only. This also happens, by the way, if the team doesn't manage to deliver any milestone over a long time, or if they take a long time in between rejected milestones. At some point, you will also be able to cancel that project. On the other hand, as an awarded team, you know that the money is there and you know that your milestones will be assessed by an independent review team. So in all cases, you will have the trust that you will get paid if there are no exceptions down the road. And for Deep, we offer this as a service to both parties, aligning the needs of both parties, but without ever holding any money in custody. And then last but not least, while the money of you as a partner is being deposited in our system, and you're waiting for the team to deliver their milestones and the project, you have the option to let it generate rewards. So with all of that, we believe that we created a well-balanced system between all parties involved. And yeah, we hope that all of that makes Deep into an attractive program for you as well. Thank you.